Hello. All right, guys, we're live. All right, guys, welcome to another session of Exam Factor Teaches CUET UG Geography. Myself, your geography tutor, Akshat Oinam Passi, currently pursuing my BA Honors degree in English in my second year from Hindu College, right? Hindu College, which is one of the topmost colleges, not just in DU, but also in the country as a whole, at least as far as commerce and arts are concerned. साइंस के लिए मैं नहीं बोलूंगा, साइंस के लिए उससे भी ऊपर है, but at least with regards to these two streams, it is undoubtedly one of the best places to study in the country. And how did I get into Hindu College? Because I gave my CUET UG examination, specifically my CUET UG examination in 2022, where I scored 100 percentile in the subjects of history, sociology, and English, and 99.2 percentile in geography, right? And I'm teaching you guys for ExamFactor. Now, what is ExamFactor? ExamFactor, guys, ExamFactor is a platform for A to Z preparation of CUET UG examination. We offer you mock test series in the subjects of accountancy, business studies, economics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, history, geography, political science, psychology, English, and general test. That is basically in every single subject across all three streams we are offering you mock test series, right? हम आपको mock test offer provide कर रहे हैं in nearly every major subject across all the three streams: science, commerce, and arts. You might be asking, sir, what is the significance of mock test series right now? Guys, very simple answer is this: CUET एग्जामिनेशन इट्स ऑल अबाउट प्रैक्टिस. जितने क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करोगे, आप जितना प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतने क्वेश्चंस आपके लिए कॉमन बनते जाएंगे. एंड एज अ क्लास 12 स्टूडेंट यू नो दैट अगर किसी पेपर में 40% 50% पेपर अगर आपका कॉमन आ गया, आप जानते हो कि वो पेपर आपके लिए बहुत इजीली निकलने वाला है, राइट? सो मॉक टेस्ट सीरीज की सिग्निफिकेंस है प्रैक्टिस, एक्सटेंसिव प्रैक्टिस. नेक्स्ट, क्रैश कोर्स. If you are one of those students who haven't yet in an efficient manner begun their preparation for CUET UG examination 2024, I have to remind you guys, ExamFactor is offering you a crash course on the subjects of accountancy, economics, mathematics, physics, chemistry, biology, political science, English, and general test. In these subjects, we're offering you a crash course, but you might have the question, what exactly is a crash course? A crash course, guys, a crash course is basically a course that is specifically designed for those people जिन्होंने अपनी preparation last moment तक छोड़ दी है, right? अगर आपने प्रिपरेशन अपने लास्ट मोमेंट तक छोड़ दी है, क्रैश कोर्स इज फॉर यू. नाउ इज द टाइम. आप वेट मत कीजिएगा, एग्जामिनेशन इसी महीने है गाइस. एग्जामिनेशन इज दिस मंथ. Crash course is basically enabled you to complete the syllabus of every single subject with an exam centric approach, so that जो चीज़ें आपके लिए relevant नहीं है, जो चीज़ें एग्जामिनेशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से आपके लिए relevant नहीं है, वो आपके लिए नहीं पढ़ाए जाएंगे. Is that clear? Next, you might be wondering, what are these words? AOPEF 20. Basically, AOPEF 20 is my tutor code. That is, as a bonus for you guys, you can refer to my code AOPEF 20, AOPEF 20 to avail a 20% discount on the purchase of any crash course or any mock test series of your choice. Right? With this, we will now proceed with solving past year questions of geography, which I have neatly compiled in a document for you. So, ExamFactor Geography for CUET UG examination 2024. Let's start. Eskimos living in igloos is an example of. Eskimos living in igloos is an example of which of the following? Possibilism, neo-determinism, environmental determinism, none of the above. Eskimos living in igloos. पहले ये बताइए, why would a person who has, enough resources, why would a person who has enough resources live in a house made of ice of all things? अगर किसी के पास रिसोर्सेज होती, अगर किसी के पास उतनी डेवलपमेंट होती कि वो अपना विद मॉडर्न मटेरियल्स अपना एक मकान क्रिएट कर सके, मकान यूजिंग कंक्रीट फॉर एग्जांपल, using steel frameworks, using glasses, if he can use these modern materials and basically create a house, then why on earth, आप सोचिए, why on earth would he willingly want to be in a house which is made of stone and ice? Doesn't make sense, right? It does not. So possibilism क्या होता है? Possibilism is when humans begin to humanize their environment. जब आप किसी एनवायरनमेंट को, जब आप उसको अडाप्ट करवाते हो टू योर ओन नीड्स, व्हेन द ह्यूमंस विद डेवलपमेंट they begin to influence and adapt the surrounding environment to suit their own needs, then we say that possibilism is taking place. The person is creating possibilities within the environment provided to him. Thus, we create resorts. What's the concept of a resort? You will see in these, in these tall hills, in these mountains, you will see resorts. So, वहाँ पे resort आया कैसे? ऐसा तो नहीं है कि resort पहले से था वहाँ पे day one से. It's not like that. The resort has come up because the human beings, they found a way to carve out a resort on the middle of a mountain or a hill. Right? So, it is called possibilism, when humans create possibilities from the environment. Right. Next comes new determinism, which you will understand if I explain environmental determinism. Now, what is environmental determinism? Environmental determinism is basically when humans, समझिए ध्यान से, when humans have to live within the circumstances, the conditions set by the environment. It is the condition, it is the situation where basically the human becomes naturalized. एक situation में देखिए, possibilism में the nature is being humanized. In environmental determinism, basically the human is being naturalized. What this means is that when the human beings are in not so developed stage, they have to live under the control, they have to live under the commands, they have to live under the commands of the nature. Whatever nature provides, they have to be satisfied with it. Right? For example, tribal communities, they worship the nature as a god because they know that they do not have enough resources, they do not have enough financial capital to basically go for something more modern. They have to live within the nature. It is their home. They cannot make a home out of nature. Nature is their home. Which is why environmental determinism is the opposite concept of possibilism. Now, Eskimos living in igloos, think carefully. It's an example of option number C, environmental determinism. Why? Because no human in an ideal scenario, having enough resources, having enough capital, having enough means to live comfortably would willingly want to live in an igloo. He is living in an igloo because he does not have the resources. He is lacking in the levels of development. उसकी level of development comparatively कम है, उसकी वजह से he is basically having to live under the domination, under the control of the nature. Right? So correct answer is gonna be number C, environmental determinism. Next. The subject matter of population geography is taken from which of the following areas? Anthropology, economics, demography, welfare economics. It is a subfield and all of these come under human geography. You have to tell me population geography comes under which of the following? Anthropology, economics, welfare economics, demography. पॉपुलेशन इज द की वर्ड हियर गाइस, पॉपुलेशन इज द की वर्ड. पॉपुलेशन के बेसिस पे, पॉपुलेशन जो आपने देख लिया वो वर्ड, पॉपुलेशन के बेसिस पे यू हैव टू आंसर दिस क्वेश्चन. Anthropology, it cannot be the answer because anthropology is not about populations. It's about the evolution of human beings, right? It's about race. It's not about population. It does not measure population. It's basically the study of human beings, of human society. Economics, okay, economics maybe you can say, but even then economics does not concern itself with population solely. There are other facets to it. Welfare economics, again same thing, it does not concern itself with statistics of population, with the nature of population. So demography, what is demography? Demography is quite literally the study of populations. So population geography जो है, it's gonna be a subfield of demography, right? डेमोग्राफी के अंदर आएगा because demography is quite literally the study of populations. So population geography is gonna come under demography. Demography number C is the correct answer. Next, which of the following is the subfield of social geography? Geography of leisure, geography of resources, geography of tourism, geography of agriculture. Social geography के अंदर कौन सा आता है? I'm giving you some time for this. Which of the following is a subfield of geography, social geography? I'm giving you some time for this because जो question ऊपर था it was quite similar, I feel. So since I have explained to you how to answer these questions, I'm hoping you can answer this question कि subfield of geography के अंदर कौन कौन से आते हैं. Geography of leisure, geography of resources, geography of agriculture. Correct answer is guys geography of leisure. ध्यान से सोचिए आप, social is talking about things on a social level. Resources, okay, I mean social sciences का ही part है ये सब, but if you think about the word social what does it mean? Social basically means something that is directly concerned with humans, right, with people. Geography of resources, resources have dimensions of economy, they have dimensions of geography. Resources, they are not concerned with the people, with the social aspect, right? Next, geography of tourism, again you can say to an extent it's about people, but then again no, tourism is something which is more of an economic concept, right? It's an activity. It's an activity of the tertiary sector. It's an activity. ठीक. Geography of agriculture, again I get it, under social sciences आप कह सकते हो कि everything is related, but you have to pick out the option which is most strongly associated with social. Look at the word social. So correct answer is gonna be guys leisure, right? Leisure means what? Leisure means someone is going to a resort, someone is enjoying themselves, someone is having a good time, someone is having a dignified life, someone is able to meet the basic requirements, the basic needs, which is why he is able to live a life of leisure. Leisure जिसको बोलते हैं, geography of leisure, that comes under social geography. ठीक. Next, Kobe Osaka region is located in which country? South Korea, China, Japan, Vietnam. Kobe Osaka region. Kobe Osaka region is located in Japan. Right? Japan में Kobe Osaka region जो है, it's a very important industrial region, which is why it's there. Kobe Osaka region जापान में आता है. Very factual based question, इसमें इतना concept है नहीं कि मैं समझाऊँ को बैठ के. It's a factual question. You have to remember certain names, certain dates, certain statistics you have to remember. Next, which of the following countries is in the first stage of demographic transition? आप एक चीज बताइए, what does demographic transition mean? Demographic transition के तीन फेज होता है. In the phase one, the birth rate is high and the death rate is also high. ठीक, birth rate is high, death rate is high, hence population growth is not that much. Next, in the second stage of demographic transition, birth rate is high, death rate is initially it is high, but it keeps going down. Birth rate is high. So what happens is that there is more addition to the population. Most of the developing countries of the world are in the stage of second stage of demographic transition, because इस stage में population keeps increasing, because with medical advancements the birth rate it begins to become more, right? You have more people, but because of medical advancements again, the death rate it begins to fall down. When there are more births and lower deaths, so obviously it means that population increase hoga. Right. Next comes the third stage. In the third stage, basically death rate is already low, but once people begin to understand the importance of concepts like family planning, once a country begins to be developed, once the country becomes developed, then birth rate jo hai, it automatically falls down, and death rate is already down. In this stage again, there is not much addition, not population growth. So in that sense, you can say that the first stage and third stage are similar, but then again, there is population growth in first stage and third stage because of different reasons. Correct answer इसमें से होगा बांग्लादेश. It's a factual based question, guys, but I'm explaining the concept to you. देखिए, India, Peru, these are developing countries, so they will most definitely be in the second stage. Canada is a developed country. It will most definitely be in the third stage. By exclusion, that leaves you Bangladesh, which you know is not doing that well in terms of human development, right? In the human development index, it is falling pretty low. It is not classified as a developed or developing country. It is an underdeveloped country. So even using that knowledge, even using that angle, you can answer this question. You can tell that it is Bangladesh which is in the first stage of demographic transition. Right. Which type of population shows a bell shape? Increasing population, declining population, constant population, none of the above. What does a bell look like, guys? What does a bell look like? I don't have a paint tool here, or I would have showed you, but what does a bell look like? Bell. Imagine a bell, a घंटी. How does a bell look like? हम देख ही लेते हैं एक बार, ठीक है? What is a bell shape? This is a bell shape. A bell shape is basically narrow at the top and wide at the bottom. ऊपर की ओर छोटा हो, नीचे की ओर बड़ा होता है. Basically, it means a wide top and narrow bottom. So you have to imagine a bell shape in terms of population pyramid. So what would a bell shape signify, guys? Narrow at the top, wide at the bottom. Put it this way and give me an answer. Bell shape. Think. Increasing population, declining populations, constant population, none of the above. Chalo, I'll show you. एग्जाम में नहीं दिखाएंगी, बट आई गो सो फार एज टू शो यू द बेल शेप इन टर्म्स ऑफ द पॉपुलेशन पिरामिड. आई शो यू. ध्यान से देखिए इस शेप को. कहाँ गया? हाँ. Look at this shape. Look at the second pyramid, guys. It's shaped like a bell. Narrow, narrow at the top, and gradually decreasing at the bottom. Not like rapidly decreasing. It does not look like this. It does not look like a tower. It looks more like a bell. Second, अगर आप देख पा रहे हैं स्क्रीन पे, and I'm hoping it's visible. अगर आप स्क्रीन पे देख पा रहे हो, basically what I'm trying to tell you is that look at the bell shape. Bell shape is something which is narrow at the top and slowly, very slowly, it comes down at the bottom. So, what type of population does that signify? Guys, it signifies a constant population, right? A stable population. Stable is a better word. It signifies a stable or a constant population. Is that understood? This happens because the pre-reproductive and the reproductive individuals are almost in equal percentages. That is, reproductive age से ऊपर और reproductive age से नीचे जितने लोग हैं, they are almost equal in number. They are almost equal in number, which is why the population is constant. It is stable. So constant population, guys, is the correct answer for this question. Right? Next. Who publishes the Human Development Report HDR annually? United Nations Development Program, Amnesty International, World Bank, International Monetary Fund. I am not gonna waste my time in this question, guys. Correct answer is the United Nations Development Program, or the UNDP. The UNDP, which is responsible for publishing the HDR annually. Next, in truck farming, the farmers grew vegetables only, fruits only, both fruits and vegetables, or dry fruit. Truck farming. You must have heard of truck farming. Truck farming क्या होता है? Correct answer is, guys, vegetable farming. Vegetable farming is done in truck farming. Truck farms ना उन farms को बोलते हैं where you know the plantation or the cropping, it is decided on the basis of the distance or the time required by the truck to reach within one night. बात समझ रहे हो आप मेरी? What does truck farming mean? एक सेकंड guys. Just a second. What I'm basically trying to explain to you guys is that truck farming is decided. It is named so the crops, because the crops, the plantation, the side of the plantation, it is dependent on the amount of time that a truck will require to cover the distance in one night. So correct answer, truck farming, farmers grow vegetables only. फैक्चुअल बेस्ड क्वेश्चन था गाइस, इसमें इतना कॉन्सेप्ट है नहीं. ओके. Which of the following pairs is not correctly matched? The French developed cocoa and coffee plantations in West Africa. The British developed large tea gardens in India and Sri Lanka. The Americans developed rubber plantations in Malaysia and sugarcane and banana plantations in West Indies. The Spanish and Americans developed coconut and sugarcane plantations in the Philippines. Right? So tell me the answer, guys. I'm giving you 2 minutes. Think and tell me the answer. सोचिए, carefully सोचिए. I'm giving you 2 minutes for this. Give me 2 minutes for this. Think and tell me. सोचिए इसमें से डेफिनेटली द ब्रिटिश वोंट बी एन आंसर बिकॉज वी नो फॉर अ फैक्ट दैट ब्रिटिश are famously attributed to bringing tea to India, right? Tea gardens in Assam. You must have heard of Assam tea. You must have heard of Darjeeling tea. So these tea gardens they were brought by none other than the British. The British brought in these large tea gardens in India and Sri Lanka. ठीक. तो इसमें से ब्रिटिश जो ऑप्शन है इट वोंट बी करेक्टली मैच. इट इज करेक्टली मैच्ड. इट इज वेरी करेक्टली मैच्ड. Okay, let's look at the other options. Let's take a look. French developed cocoa and coffee plantations in West Africa. Hmm. ठीक है. Next, the Americans developed rubber plantations in Malaysia and sugarcane plantations in West Indies. The Spanish and Americans developed coconut and sugarcane plantations in the Philippines. Correct answer is, guys, the Americans developed rubber plantations in Malaysia and sugar plantations in the West Indies. They did not. They did not. Everything else is correct. Everything else is correct. The French developed cocoa and coffee plantations in West Africa. The British developed large tea gardens in India and Sri Lanka, and the Spanish and Americans developed coconut and sugarcane plantations in Philippines. These all are correct. The option about Americans, this is incorrect, right? Next, which type of cotton textile industry is highly labor intensive? Power loom, hand loom, mills. Which type of cotton textile industry is highly labor intensive? Power loom, hand loom, mills. Correct answer is, guys, hand loom, right? Hand loom. Why, you might be thinking. Guys, देखो पावर लूम और मिल्स में क्या होता है? वी यूज मशीन्स, मशीनरी इज यूज्ड. Power loom and mills are basically capital intensive. Capital is the keyword. Handloom engages more human hands. Handloom engages more human labor, and as such it is highly labor intensive. Out of the types of cotton textile industries, handloom is highly labor intensive. ठीक. Next, organizational structure and stratification is characterized by complex machine technology, huge amount of capital, executive bureaucracy. A, B, and C all are correct. Organizational structure and stratification is characterized by what? Organizational structure and stratification is characterized by complex machine technology, huge amount of capital, executive bureaucracy. Why? उसमें machines use होंगे, yes. It'll have bureaucracy, it'll have hierarchy, right? आप एक इंसान से आप इंडस्ट्री चला नहीं सकते हो. Industries have complex bureaucracy. There are several levels of hierarchy in the industry. There is someone at the top and there is someone at the bottom, राइट, टॉप बॉटम चलता है यहाँ पे क्योंकि इंडस्ट्री आप सिंगल हैंडेडली रन नहीं कर सकते हो. बिकॉज ऑफ दिस देयर इज inevitably an executive bureaucracy. There is also a huge amount of capital. Definitely आप बिना पैसों के इंडस्ट्री रन करोगे कैसे? So correct answer is going to be, guys, number D, which is A, B and C all are correct. Organizational structure and certification is characterized by all three of these. Next, which of the following are examples of smokestack industries? Metal smelting industries, heavy engineering industries, chemical manufacturing industries, all of the above. Smokestack industry, बताओ. Smokestack industry. Metal smelting, heavy engineering, chemical manufacturing. The large scale industries, the traditional large scale industries, those are the ones which are known as the smokestack industries. You can imagine why they call smokestack, guys. Because if you imagine an industry, what is the typical image that comes to your mind? There will be these, tower-like structures, right? जहाँ से smoke निकलेगा. So you can imagine it. You can imagine it very well. So on that basis, I'm saying smokestack industries refer to those traditional heavy industries. ऐसी इंडस्ट्रीज जो बहुत पहले से ऐसे हैवी मैनर के हैं. सो एग्जाम्पल्स कौन कौन से होंगे स्मोकस्टैक इंडस्ट्रीज के? मेटल स्मेल्टिंग करेक्ट, heavy engineering correct, chemical manufacturing also correct. So all of the above, all of the above is the correct answer. Which of the following is not a quinary make activity? Decision makers, insurance, consultants, policy makers. Interesting one. Interesting one. Which of the following is not a quinary activity? Quinary activity, decision makers, insurance, consultants, policy makers. Correct answer is, guys, insurance. याद रखिएगा quinary activity is the sector of the decision makers. For example, an IS, anything that has to do with policy, with the formulation of policy, with decision making on the policy, it is undertaken by the quinary activity, by the members of the quinary sector. An IS, for example, he will come under the quinary sector. इनमें से इंश्योरेंस पार्ट नहीं होता क्विनरी एक्टिविटी का. इंश्योरेंस इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ द क्विनरी सेक्टर. इट इज नॉट. कंसल्टेंट्स, दे टेक डिसीजंस रिगार्डिंग पॉलिसीज. पॉलिसी मेकर्स, नाम में पॉलिसी दिया हुआ है. डिसीजन मेकर्स मेक डिसीजन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द पॉलिसीज फॉर्मुलेटेड बाय द पॉलिसी मेकर्स. सो करेक्ट आंसर क्या होगा इसमें? करेक्ट आंसर होगा इंश्योरेंस. Insurance will not come under the quinary activities. Is that clear? Next, socialized goods and services are provided by which kind of centers? Periodic marketing, urban marketing centers, rural marketing centers, wholesale trading. So I'm so sorry, guys. There has been a kind of spelling mistake. It should be specialized. Specialized goods and services are provided by periodic marketing, urban marketing centers, rural marketing centers, wholesale trading. Correct answer is urban marketing centers. Again, a very fact-based question, nothing much to say here, honestly. Urban marketing center is the correct answer. Next. The Volga waterway is navigable for a length of this much kilometer. Volga waterway, which is in Europe. Can you remind me where it is in Europe? Which countries it flows through in Europe? Can you remind me, guys? Russia, right? It is Russia's most prominent waterway. Russia is the answer. And the answer to this question particularly is 11,200 kilometers. The Volga waterway, guys, yaad rakhiyega, it is navigable until 11,200 kilometers, after which it meets the Caspian Sea. It joins the Caspian Sea. ठीक. Next, the Trans-Canadian Railways is a dash kilometer long line in Canada. Trans-Canadian Railways की लेंथ बताइए. The Trans-Canadian Railways, guys, is 7,050 kilometer long line in Canada. Right? 7,050. 7,050 is the length. 7,050 is the length of the Trans-Canadian Railways in Canada. Fairly simple, very factual based question. Next. WTO was established on which of the following date? WTO की establishment की date बतानी है आपको. WTO establishment date. Please tell me. Factual based question, like I said. World Trade Organization. Right? पहले GATT था एक. The GATT was the global organization which basically had a global say in matters of tariff and trade. GATT. And GATT made the rules for the coming up of the WTO. बहुत important question है ये. Correct answer is, guys, 1st of January 1995. WTO was established on the 1st of January 1995. It is the date on which WTO was established. Fairly simple, man. Fairly simple. Next, let's see. What is the capital of Ethiopia? Baku, Ulaanbaatar, Addis Ababa, Mogadishu. Factual based question. Very fact based question. Correct answer is, guys, Addis Ababa. Baku is the capital of Azerbaijan. Ulaanbaatar is the capital of Mongolia. Mogadishu is the capital of Somalia. Addis Ababa is the capital of Ethiopia. Addis Ababa is the correct answer. Next. Which of the following states or union territories are arranged in decreasing order of their percentage of urban population correctly? Okay. Urbanization के basis पे आपको बताना है. सेंसस 2011 का डेटा दिया होगा आपको किताब के अंदर. You have to arrange on that basis. You have to arrange the following states and union territories on the basis of their percentages of urban population. Fairly simple, I should think. पहले आ गया आपका दिल्ली। दिल्ली के बाद क्या होगा बताइए आप? महाराष्ट्र, देयर इज केरला। Delhi itself is an urban center. Delhi itself is an urban center. एक सेकंड वेट। I'm saying Delhi itself is an urban center, so obvious सी बात है कि urban population percentage in Delhi is gonna be higher, right? No doubts on that. So you have to remember importantly, you have to remember importantly, you have to remember importantly that just because Maharashtra has a few urban centers, it doesn't mean that percentage of urban population is automatically high, right? So correct answer is, guys, it's gonna be Delhi, then Kerala, then Maharashtra, then Assam. That is the correct order. So B, Delhi, Kerala, Maharashtra, Assam. This is the correct sequence. Next, which of the following describes lifetime migrant? Okay, very interesting question. Very interesting question. Which of the following describes the lifetime migrant? A. If the life of birth and place of enumeration are the same, the person is known as lifetime migrant. Okay. B. If the place of birth is different from the place of enumeration, the person is known as lifetime migrant. Okay. The person who leaves his country permanently is known as lifetime migrant. Okay. A person who comes to live permanently in a foreign country is known as lifetime migrant. Okay. Okay. Lifetime migrant. Very interesting question. It's a question that I haven't encountered before by solving questions with you. So, read the following four statements carefully, guys. You can take your time with this. You can take your time with this. सवाल थोड़ा confusing है, which is why you need to have your concepts very clear. Correct answer is, guys, if the place of birth is different from the place of enumeration, then the person is called a lifetime migrant. Basically, अगर कोई सर्वे हो रहा है, basically suppose as an example, suppose I am born in Tripura, but then later in my life I go and stay in Assam, and when the census taker comes in, he gets my details in Assam, not Tripura. So in that case, since my place of birth, which is Tripura, becomes different from the place where the census taker took my details, that is the place of enumeration, the person is therefore, he becomes to be known as the lifetime migrant. Is that clear to you guys? If the place of birth is different from the place of enumeration, then the person is known as lifetime migrant. Is that clear? I hope that is clear. Option number B. The indicator used by the erstwhile Planning Commission includes healthy life, economic attainment, social empowerment, all the above. Indicator used by the erstwhile Planning Commission. All the above, guys, all the above. All the above is the correct answer. Healthy life, economic attainment, social empowerment, all the above is the correct answer. Next. Which of these states has the lowest female literacy? Jammu and Kashmir, Arunachal Pradesh, Jharkhand, Bihar. Lowest female literacy. According to the 2011 census, Bihar has the lowest female literacy rate. Bihar has the lowest literacy rate in the country, and overall also it has the lowest female literacy rate in the country, right? Next, let's look at the question. Ghaziabad, Rohtak, Gurugram are examples of what? Ghaziabad in UP, Rohtak and Gurugram in Haryana are examples of what? Port towns. Are they port towns, guys? Are these areas near the sea? Satellite towns. Satellite towns. Define satellite towns for me. Satellite towns are basically those towns that emerge around a major urban center. Satellite towns are those towns that basically emerge around a major urban center. मतलब कोई बड़ा शहर है और उसके आसपास you can see towns which are equally developed or similarly developed, which have come up because of the existence of the main urban center. Are they garrison towns or are they transport towns? Ghaziabad, Rohtak, and Gurugram are the examples of satellite towns, guys. Satellite towns. These are the towns which have come up. These are the towns which have come up around Delhi, right? Around Delhi. Because Delhi is there. गुरुग्राम क्या था पहले बताइए आप? गुरुग्राम was nothing. Gurugram was quite literally made from the ground by a corporation, DLF. Gurugram जहाँ था पहले, it used to be just forest, just vegetation. Gurugram was nothing. Gurugram was raised. Gurugram was raised from the ground by a corporation. Gurugram has come up because it is so close to Delhi, which is the capital of India, guys. So obviously बात है, a lot of things are here in Delhi. So Ghaziabad, Rohtak, Gurugram are examples of satellite towns which specifically emerged around Delhi, right? Next, which of the following is not a religious town or city? Pushkar, Varanasi, Mathura, Agra. Pushkar, Varanasi, Mathura or Agra. Religious. Keep in mind religious. Religious is different from having historical heritage. It says religion, not historical town, not historical heritage. Keep this difference in mind. Which of the following is not a religious town or a city? Pushkar, Varanasi, Mathura, Agra. Correct answer is, guys, Agra. Pushkar in Rajasthan, Varanasi and Mathura in Uttar Pradesh. These are famous because these are sites of extreme religious importance. The religious importance of these towns is extreme. So Pushkar, Varanasi and Mathura, these are religious. Whereas Agra is a town which is historically significant. It is a town of historicity. It has a heritage site, the Taj Mahal, the Fatehpur Sikri, but it is not of a religious nature. It is not of a spiritual nature. So correct answer, guys, it's gonna be Agra. Agra is not a religious town or a city. This is the last question for the day. The first modern cotton mill was established in Mumbai because Mumbai is a port. Mumbai is located near a cotton growing area and Mumbai was the financial center. Think and tell me. Correct answer is, guys, Correct answer is, guys, all of the above. The first modern cotton mill was established in India because of all of these reasons. It is a port. It is a port on the Arabian Sea. It is located near a cotton growing area. Yes, it is located near a cotton growing area. It's a financial center. Yes, of course, it was a financial center. It was a presidency. It was one of the three British presidencies in the country. So obviously it was a financial center. Obviously it was a port, and obviously it was near a cotton growing area, the cotton growing belt in Maharashtra. So because of all these reasons, the first modern cotton mill was established in Mumbai. Right? So हमने questions कर लिए आज काफी सारे very relevant questions. Please go through these repeatedly. It's a request. And with that, I would like to end today's session. Good night. And just as a reminder, guys, you can refer to my tutor code AOPEF20, AOPEF